Hello, in this video we are going to take a look at another problem, and this is problem number 5. It's about salary calculation. It says we should develop a program that will determine the gross pay for each of several employees. The company pays a straight time for the first 40 hours work by each employee and pays time and a half for all hours work in excess of 40 hours. You are given a list of the company's employees, the number of hours each worked last week, and each employee's hourly rate. Your program should use scanf to input this information for each employee and determine the display the employee's gross pay. And this is also a question from See How to Program by Daytel, 9th edition, exercise 3.20. All right. So now we see how we can be able to tackle this problem. I've already created a file. I have named it salarycalc.c. So now the first thing. We go back to the question again. It says use scanf. It is of employees, just input each employee. Okay, so for the post 40 hours work by each employee. So we need to know the number of hours work. So among the things we are going to read, let me quickly have an algorithm here. We are going to read hours worked, and the hourly rate. So we need this to be able to compute, to process the salary, process salary, and then we print out the salary. Print out. What are we going to print? The salary. So basically, at a minimum level, this is the algorithm that we need to implement this particular equation. So we need the hours work and the hourly rate. So let me have a prompt to ask the user to input the hourly rate, and then so we have this. All right, I don't need this new line. So we have enter the number of hours work, the number of hours worked. So now the program will have a prompt for the user of this program to enter the number of hours work. So we need to declare this variable hours worked, number of hours worked. So let's declare it as double. Let's say double, because someone can work 1.5 hour, 1.25 hour, so it can be strictly an integer value. So we say double hours. Now next we need to get this particular value from the keyboard. So we have scanf, and we are going to get this value d, percentage d, and we have, okay, sorry, not d, this is double lf. So we have and hours. So now we have the hours worked, we have the number of hours worked, and for us to proceed in calculation, we also need to know the hourly rate. So we need to know the hourly rate. So we can have another prompt again to enter the user to enter the number of hours work, for the user to enter the number of hours, the hourly rate. So we can have this, enter the rate, enter the hourly rate, in Naira. So here the user of this program will enter the hourly rate in Naira. So we need to also get it from the keyboard. So let's have it, it is a currency value, monetary value. So let's have it as in form of double. So we say rate, and then we can make use of scanf to also get it from the user. So I have scanf, and so lf, and rate. So we have rate also. The user will enter the rate. Now we need to if the user work for 40 hours, then it's going to be the number of hours work times the rate, as simple as that. And if the user work for more than 40 hours, that is when we have to modify the way we perform the calculation. So let me make use of if selection statement. We can say if hours is less than or equals to 40.0, since ours is a double value, so let's compare with also a double value. Then we know that salary, we're calculating salary in this case, so let me have salary as double. So we have double salary is what is going to be strictly the number of hours worked, which is less than or equals to 40 times the normal rate. Now else, that is when we have an issue. If it happens to be that the user has worked for more than 40 hours, then we know that his salary is going to be so we have here double salary. His salary is going to be for the first 40 hours. For the first 40 hours is going to be okay. So we have for the first 40 hours is going to be normal hours times rate. So we are going to have 40 times 0, 0. We know for the first 40 hours is going to be the normal rate times the rate. Then for the extra hours that he worked, we are going to calculate it this way by saying salary equals the salary that we have in line number 29. Now we are adding it to the number of the excess hours that he worked. So it's going to be salary plus now we have hours, since we know hours is greater than 40. Salary minus the 40.0, and then this is the, now we have the excess hours that he work. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be as many as possible. Now times 1.5 of the rate, because if he work for over time, then it's going to be 1.5 time according to the question. It says time and a half of the rate by each employee and pays of all hours in excess of 40 hours. So it's going to be times that 1.5. So this is the way it is going to be calculated if it is something. All right, so now we can finally print out the salary depending on whether it is on the first case or on the second case. So we can now print out the salary. So print format, we have the salary is, and then we just print out the salary. Salary, we have declared salary as double, so we can have LF, and we have salary. The salary is local to this particular selection statement, so we need to, let's declare salary as outside any of these something, so that we can be able to access it, because a line number 36 that is attempting to print out the salary, salary is not known at this particular line, because salary is a local variable. So let's declare it as a global variable so that it could be accessed anywhere in the program. So we are going to say double salary, and then here I will just remove this particular variable declaration here, and I also remove this one variable declaration here. So we have salary times rate. All right, so here we are going to have salary times rate. We're going to print out the salary All right, so let me go back and let's run this program. Though this will just calculate for just one single instance and then the program will terminate. We want a situation whereby the user will continue calculating the salaries until he is satisfied, and then it's going to enter a value as we did in previous program. Making use of an iteration statement so that when the user is satisfied, it's going to enter a value and then the program will terminate on its own. So the user has the right to terminate the program. Not that the program will just perform one single calculation and then it will terminate. So now let me go back to the terminal and then salary calc and then try to run it and see. So we have this, we have GCC, which is my compiler, and then I have salary calc, and then I want to output it out as salary calc. Let's see. So the program has successfully compiled without any error. So let me run it and see. Salary calc. Enter the number of hours worked. Say the user has entered 40 hours. Enter the hourly rate. He's being paid 10 naira per hour, so it's going to be 400 naira. All right. Now let the user has worked for 41 and paid the same rate of 10 naira rate. Is going to have 415 naira. All right. So we need to perform further refinements to our program. So let me go back again to the terminal and see how we can improve it further. So first of all, here we have salary. We want to improve, print it out as with 2 places of decimal, since it is a currency. Print it out as an error with 2 places of decimal. All right. Also here, since we say it is going to be, we want the program to keep keep looping, to keep iterating until the user decide to quit the program on his own. So here we have this. I'm going to create a while control structure here. So while control structure with a while because okay. So while number of hours work, hourly rate. So while hours, which is the first input to the program, while hours is not equals to -1.0 as we had did in the previous, previous program. And then now let's indent this so that they are going to be within the program body, within the while control structure rather. So let me push this one here. So this one is within the while looping structure, and then let me have the while closing brace here. So and while, also here we have and else, and then here we also have and if. So and else and if. All right. So now as soon as the user did not enter 0, the program will loop to calculate this value for us and then print out the value in line number 44. Line number 44, right? So while ours is not equals to 1.0, if ours is less than equals to, okay, equals to 40, okay. But this and then we need to get the next hours worked and hourly rate so that the program will not result in an infinite loop. So we have this, we need to have this, and then ask also for this. So let me copy this, and then so that we can ask it within the loop body. Right, so we have this printout. All right, then we have this, right. So okay, we don't need to perform this declaration again since we have declared it at the top there. So we have scan F, and then we have enter the hourly rate in error. Hourly rate in error, right? So now we have this, and then let me also copy this, copy it, and then we just go down, and then let me copy this, let me put these ones together also. So right, and then now we need to also get this one from Control X, take it off here, so that it will, after doing the calculation, print out and then demand for the next hour, a number of hours work and hourly rate for the next worker, and then perform the next calculation. And that is how the program will keep terminating. If the user has finished making use of the program, at this instance where it asks for the number of hours work, the user can just enter -1 and then the program will terminate. So this is this code will execute this particular problem. Let's save it and go and run it and see how the program is going to work. So let me save it again once more. Let me go back to the terminal, compile it, and then run it. Okay, so alright, the program has compiled successfully. Now let's run it and see. Enter the number of hours work. If the user enter -1, the program doesn't terminate. Alright, so what is wrong? Let me go back and see what is wrong with the problem. If the while hours is less than or equals to -1, it's not equals to -1.0, then this program should work this way. Enter the number of hours worked, double hours, and equals to -1.0. Right, what did we enter in the terminal? 1.0. All right, let me calculate, run it again. -1.0. Still the program is not terminating. What is wrong? Enter the number of hours worked. We have scanf. The program will is going to be what is wrong with the program? All right, the problem why the program is not terminating, I believe, because of this line number system. Because after asking for the number of hours work, it will request for the number of hourly rate, because we have sequential control structure, sequential statement, sequential, and then a selection and looping iteration. So this is instance of the sequential statement. So this line number 10 to line number 22, they are going to run sequentially. So even if I go to the keyboard again, I run this program, I'll continue running it, and number of hourly rate, say 10, the program will terminate at some point. As you can see, it still terminates because it hasn't reached the line where it is testing for the value -1.0. It hasn't entered the while structure. That is why the program couldn't terminate while we did this. But if we wanted to terminate immediately as soon as the user enter 1.0 without requesting for a new input, so I need to move this into the loop body. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to move it here, and then ask for the hourly rate within this body, and then we have I can now okay, yes, rate, and then okay, let me just copy it, Control X, okay, and then all right, let's also have this one here, double rate, scanf, so that we have rate, scanf rate, and then we have okay, salary, also salary. Do we need to do as a single class? And while, and the salary is also salary, we can declare it within the loop body. So I can have here as double salary, and then proceed to calculate the salary. Also here I can have it as do I have to declare it within the all right, so else we have a double salary, so I don't need to I don't declare a double salary here again. So let me just do away with this. All right, I believe the program is okay now. So we are asking for the number of hours work, and then to proceed to enter the loop. First, before continuing into the body of the loop, it is going to check what the user enter as the number of hours work. If the user enter -1.0, then the program is going to terminate, unless the user has entered a reasonable integer value at the in floating point and value at the number of hours work, then the program will proceed to calculate the appropriate salary. So let me go back and run this program and then see what whether the program will run successfully. So let me clear the terminal like this, and then let me run it and see. So we have wow, so we have so the undeclared pace is in the function line number 40. We have line number 40. We have an issue in line number 40. Number 40 salary. So it is new to the something here. Okay, double salary. So we can declare the salary here. Scan F within the double salary, so that we don't need to declare it within the any of these if selection statements. Double salary. Okay, double salary. Okay, sorry, I'm still repeating the same thing again. So within the while body where we are doing the something, so I can declare the salary structure, the variable here, double salary. All right, then I'm going to remove this declaration here. I'm also going to remove the declaration here. All right, so this is okay. I believe this is okay. The program should be run. Okay, so come here again. Let me clear the terminal. And then we have this. Okay, so the program has compiled successfully. Now so let's run it and see. Salary calc. Enter the number of hours work. The user has entered 40. Enter the hourly rate in Naira. What is the hourly rate in Naira? The hourly rate in Naira is 10. Salary is 400 Naira. Right? Then okay, enter number of hours work. Okay, so let me just still make a new improvement. Let me enter -1. The program should terminate. We're still having the same issue that we were having previously. Let me go back and see what issue we have. Okay, I didn't declare. I didn't remove this code. Enter now. I didn't remove this code. I need to remove this code since we have it at the beginning of the while. We already have it here. It's a redundancy, so we have it here. Enter the hourly rate in Naira. So we have it here so that the program can terminate after asking for the hours if the user enter -1 without proceeding to ask for the corresponding rate. All right, here we are, and then enter the number. Also after printing the salary, I want it to print a new line. A new salary is salary, so I want it to enter a new line here. Oh, let me have the new line here. So before demanding for new number of hours work for the next worker, it should be printed out on a new line. So let me go back and run the code again and then see. So clear the screen, then recompile it and then run it. 40 hours. Enter the hourly rate in Naira. So we have 10. Salary is 400 Naira. Enter the number of hours work, -1. The program has terminated, and that is what we want it to work exactly. So as we can see, this program is working. Let's run it again and see. Salary, sorry, not compiling. Let's run it and see. 40, 10, 400 Naira. Enter number of hours work, 42. 10 is 430 Naira. So enter number of hours work, -1. The program will terminate. So as we can see, this program is working perfectly. So we have successfully, but you can still look at the code if there is a way for you to refine the code to make it work much more better. So far we have been able to tackle this particular problem. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Thank you.